How do you do? I'm Graham Murphy, Category Manager at Tech Rentals. Today I'm just going to have a quick look at the PVE PVPM1500X. It's the solar tester. We'll be checking out the solar panels. Okay, I've connected up the solar radiation sensor to the panel. I've also wired up the red and black leads. Now I need an adapter in this instance. Normally you wouldn't, you'd plug them straight in. And I've connected it up via this isolation box. Okay, now we can start a test straight away with this instrument, but you need to enter in the customer details, panel type, etc. And it's quite awkward actually entering on the keyboard, so we've got to use a PC at this point. Normally what you'd do is you'd set up this information prior to leaving the office so it's preloaded into the instrument. So we'll go through that. Okay, I've connected the instrument to the PC. Now, one of the things before you do this, you've got to install the software. And one of the things that one does is when you need admin access in order to install the software. Now, if I right-click here and check on my device manager, I'm just making sure that you've got, now I'm not logged in as the administrator, that's fine. But I need to check whether or not I have got its, now at the moment, because the instrument isn't turned on, so I'll just turn the instrument on and you'll see it will then register the fact that it's got a COM port connected to a serial device, so that's COM port 5. So we've connected the instrument, we know it's connected. So now I'm going to run the software up. Now this happens to be the panel. I've looked the panel up on the internet and they're all the same specs as they are on the little sheet there. So I'm just going to now run up the software. It's PVPM DISP. Okay, now in order to communicate with the instrument, I've got to hit this button here. Otherwise we can't talk to the instrument. So what I need to do is I'll just put that and it puts it in data transfer mode. Now what I need to do now, I'll push this down button here, just click on that, and I'm going to create a measurement mission. No, it's got yeah and 9 rather than yes and no. Okay, now what I needed to do is I need a new mission and I need to add a customer. So I'm going to create a customer, but I've already entered a tech rental, so I'm going to use that customer. I go okay. Now I need to add a plant, so it's going to be the rooftop. It's not actually, but anyway, so I do that. And I'm going to add a part, which is the part number is the model number. Now, in some instances, you may need to add a particular one to it, add a module, the solar panel to it. There's 67,000 in the database here, but sometimes you need to. Anyway, so I had to manually add this one, so I needed to go through the specification. We'll have a look at that in a second anyway. So now I need to save that mission. I mean, well, if I save it, I'll save it on the PC, but if I go OK, it asks whether I should transfer this mission over there. So I go yes. So that's transferred. So now that mission is now in the instrument, which is great. Now, the other thing here is if we click on this list of modules, you should have done this prior, but it's worthwhile. Now this pulls up a complete database of the modules. Now I had to add a module. So when I clicked on add, here's all the modules. I had to add a new one. But at the moment I won't do that. It was simply a matter of entering the appropriate specification. So I'm going to drop out of that, and when one exits out of this, we can transfer this new model to the instrument. So they're all sitting there ready to go in the instrument. So now we're ready to do a test. So now we'll go outside and we'll do a test. Thank you. Okay, I've wired up the irradiance sensor. I've now plugged the connectors from the actual panel in, and I'm going to switch this now, the isolator on. Now I'll turn the instrument on, boots up, Next couple of seconds. Now what I need to do, this bottom right hand button, we can see we've got a radiance of 956, 955. I picked that. Now what I've got to do, now when we've got a customer here, so I can pick the one that I've already uploaded. And let's pick the site, which is the rooftop. Yes, these are all the things that I string and module. This is the one here because we've already pre-loaded these, etc. So we're happy. We've got one in the series and one module. So I hit go, and now we'll run a test. That's all there is. I've now tested that module. And I'm going to throw another module on in there and run a quick test on that one too. So we've got two different modules. Okay, I'm going to test the second panel here. So again, I hit this button in the bottom right hand corner. All these details are the same. Hit go. And it's done a successful test. Now, one of the things, I'm going to obscure this panel now, so there'll be 3 tests on it. And when I obscure the panel, I'm just putting a sticking something to the front of the panel to cause a discontinuity, as if we've got a failed panel. So here we go. Here I simply go to test. There we go. So those three measurements have now been stored. I switch the isolator to off, and I can now disconnect the instrument, and it's safe. Thank you. Okay, we're back in the office. Plug the instrument in, I've turned it on, I've connected the PC. Now I need to hit this little button here, which is my PC connection. Without that, the instrument doesn't work. Okay, I click on this button here and I click on data transfer. Now it pops it up, and they're the 3 tests that I carried out. So I'm going to check all of those, and I'm going to copy them to this PVPM directory. So I'll retrieve the check data. Now it's transferring the data. Right, we've now transferred all the data, and now that's the 3rd test. That was the one whereby I obscured it. Now we can simply browse these and bring them up. So here's another test on it. So that was that panel, etc. We can have a look at the analysis button here. Oh, sorry, we need to add the module type. So the module type is under here. It's here, I think you'll find, because there it is there, ALTE. There we go, pick it up. Now it was one single panel, so therefore it compares it with what's expected, and if we do an analysis on it, 50 degrees differs from measure to 43. Warm-up time for sensors too short. I was a bit much hurry to do it. So here is an analysis on it. This can be put out to a PDF, and we'll just have a quick look at the other 2. We can save that if we wanted to as a PDF, or well, as a report. Now I'll bring up this one here, this panel, and we can have a look at what the analysis says on that. Module type not defined. Sorry, we need to add the module type. So there it is there. Okay, and we go, and yeah, it had issues, etc. That was the module we covered up a little bit, and if you do, when you do the analysis, you'll get a report accordingly. The other thing that happens is the radiance has to be consistent while you're actually, the sun has to be consistent. Now there's a few clouds in the sky, and so we had a bit of a problem with that. So if we have a look through any of these. So anyway, so if we can browse any of that. So look, instrument's very easy to use. It gives a very nice report. You just have to set up your measurements prior to starting, and away we go from there. Available for rent from Tech Rentals. Thank you very much.